All right, wire. Again, wire is a privilege and not a right. If we can't use wire correctly, then we won't get to use wire. Wire can be great for all sorts of things. A couple things to remember. Wire can be very sharp at the end where you cut it, so you need to make sure that A, you're not poking yourself with it because you can hurt yourself, and B, that you're aware of where your ends are and that you're not poking a neighbor. Some wire, like this is galvanized wire, it can leave some like black marks on your hands. That's not a big deal, it'll come off. Also remember that the more you move wire, the stiffer it tends to get. Not all wire is that way, but most wire, the more it's worked, the stiffer it gets. So you don't want to manipulate it too much, or it's going to get to be more of a pain than you want it to be. Also, you are not to hit anyone with this wire. Wire can leave welts, and if I see anyone abusing the wire and hitting anyone with it, then we'll get rid of wire because that's not the way wire is supposed to be used. So you can cut some wire gauges with scissors. This is a particularly thick gauge of wire. My guess is it's probably a 16 gauge or a 24 maybe. So you have to use wire cutters. These are wire cutters or needle nose pliers, whichever one you want to call them. They are good for both. So they're good for some squeezing type manipulation. But this part down here in the middle, it cuts wire. So it's kind of like a fancy extra strong scissor. So if you need to cut a piece of wire, all you're going to do is you're just going to ask for a pair of these. I'll get you a pair. You're going to put that wire down into the middle here. See here? And then you're just going to squeeze together. Sometimes you have to press kind of hard. This is kind of thick wire. And so it'll cut that piece. But then remember, that makes this kind of sharp. So you want to make sure that you are being extra careful about where your ends are and how you're using it. And then you can manipulate your wire to be whatever shape you want. Remember, the more you use it, the stronger it gets, and so the easier it is to hurt yourself and stuff like that. So if you need to, you can use the needle nose pliers to manipulate the shape a little bit as well.